So, uh, what we want to do is we want to do these 4 problems together, and then you'll work on the back. But, so this first one is talking about 50 different students. 18 are in choir, 26 take band, and 2 take both choir and band. So before we start drawing a Venn diagram, question. The question is, and don't say the answer out loud yet, I want you to hold in your answer and think about the reason why you have that answer. I want to know the answer and why it's that way. The question is, are taking choir and taking band, those events, disjoint? Okay, so don't say the answer yet. I'm going to ask you in a minute, and I want to know yes or no, and then why. Okay, so think about that for a second. Okay, so based on the definition of disjoint and such, raise your hand who wants to tell me what we got going on here. We have no idea? What do you think there, Richie? You're shaking your head.
I said no, because it's a total of 50 and there's 2 people in both band and choir.
Okay.
So there's one number.
Yes. And the definition of disjoint means that they have what? Disjoint. You were correct, but I would have liked one more tie-in. Disjoint means no outcomes in common. So his statement that specifically referenced that 2 are taking both choir and band is the reason why these are not disjoint events. Disjoint events would look like this: a choir and a band and no overlap. Okay? So there you go. So you want to get that straight about this disjoint or not being disjoint, because what's happening is in chapter 15, we address situations that have overlap and learn how to handle that. So let's draw our Venn diagram, include all 50 students, and then we got our choir and we got our band. And when we did chapter 14 notes, I did mention this, that there is a technique. I want you to start where when you're placing your numbers? Inside. In the most restricted or most stipulations on that area, which is being in choir and being in band. So we start here with our 2. Okay. So then from that, 18 take choir, so 16 is what's left here. 26 take band, so 24 is what's left here. And I want you to find what's outside of the circles. And there's a little trick that we're gonna watch for. So see what you think, and we'll see if you got that correct. So read that real quick. So let me give you a choice of 6 or 8. I want you to think right now if you got 6. Okay? And so then 8. Where's your 8? Yes. Good for you. I want to tell you the little trickery or situation that's a problem if you are on the track to get 6. Okay? So here's the deal. You may not consider drawing a Venn diagram and then just do this problem this way. 18 choir plus 26 students is all the students that are accounted for. That's 44. And then you say 50 minus 44 is what's left on the outside, which is 6. And this has a problem with it. So this is bad because here's what's happening. 18 choir plus 26 band did what? It just double counted these 2 that were taking both. So, if I had added the choir people plus the band people, and I got that, and subtracted away one of the sets of doubling up, then I would have gotten 42. Subtracted 42 for the 8 on the outside. Okay? So in general, kind of if you were going to formulate this, which we're going to eventually when we do our other notes, this would have been the probability of choir plus the probability of band, and you want to take away the probability of one of the overlaps, which is notated as choir and band. The overlap is the choir and band section, okay? And that's telling you the probability of choir or band. That's then getting you all of those things there. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now that we have done that, let's make sure we answer the question. We kind of hadn't done that yet. It says, how many students are in the class are not enrolled in either choir or band, and so that is located where? Outside, and that number is? Okay, 8. So we want to say 8 students are not enrolled in either choir or band. Okay? So we want to be thorough in our things there. Next, number 2. So I'll take a minute, let you guys do that one, see if you can now do that one all together. When we get to number 3, we get to 3 circles. So try 2. Where did you start on that? What was the first section you needed to hone in on? Okay, good. The middle, which was 60. Okay, good. So then the remaining band would be 25. The remaining here was 140. Okay, what did that put out here? Okay, good, 95. All right, so let's answer the question. How many students are involved in either sports or band? Okay. And I need to teach you the language. The language here sounds like, I mean, it kind of, you just are naturally thinking that it's this or this, but not both. Okay, but that's not true. I'm teaching you the language of statistics, and when it says either this or this, double is included in that also. Okay, so therefore the total in band or sports or both, it is how much? 225 students are involved in either band or sports. Okay? And there's your answer. All right, good. Number 3, we start having 3 events. 3 events. We've got dogs, cats, and fish. So, here we go. Dogs, cats, fish. Everything else. Total of 26 of his people. Okay. So he sees that 14 have dogs, so the whole dog circles 14, the whole cat circles 10, the whole fish circles 5. Okay. Now, this is another teaching you the language thing. 4 have, it says 4 have dogs and cats. Okay. So I'm taking this a piece at a time. If you get ahead of me, then then you would be confused. But if we just we're taking it a piece at a time. 4 have dogs and cats. What that is saying is this entire section here, this entire football shaped section is 4. So 2 regions are 4. Those 2 regions incorporate 4, and so you don't know how to split that 4 up yet, based on that sentence we haven't read yet. Okay, so 3 have dogs and fish. So that would be this little football shape right here, again, which has 2 sections, and we know 3 is in that whole green section, but we haven't divvied it up yet. Okay, and then, oh, here we go. 1 is in the cat and fish. Okay, so here, in this section here, we're going to have 1. Okay, but, key, no one has all 3 kinds. So that's what sets this whole thing in motion. Because I start where? In the middle. No one has all three kinds. So now that that piece is there, these other football-shaped regions only have one unknown. So let's go back. The one about 4 have dogs and cats makes this 4. 3 have dogs and fish, that makes this 3, and 1 has cat and fish, so there's that. So you can then deduce the other one, so do that real quickly. So to find the outside, I'm coming up with the entire incorporated circular region, so that's all the dogs, cats. So since each one of these pieces, you know, is their individual self, then I total all of those little spaces up to get 21 patrons have dog, cat, fish. So what's left? 5. Okay, good. All right, so let's answer the question. How many patrons have none of these pets? And that answer would be 5 of these patrons have none of these pets. Have none of these pets. Okay, good. I want you to do number 4, and then I'm just going to give you the answer on that one. And if you get it right, you can go on to the homework. If you miss it, then I'll go through it. Okay, so let me give you a few minutes to do number 4. The magic number is 7. So, if you got that right, you're going to the homework. If you missed it, you're about to pay attention, okay? But because some people are going on to the homework right now, there is something that needs to be told to you about homework problem number 3. So, everybody, go to homework problem number 3 to fix some mistakes. See, this is the first time I've done this assignment. This is a new one I put in there. So, there's some little boo-boos. Okay, one is that if I don't tell you this little fact, you'd have to make an assumption. Assumptions are bad, and you should not have to make them. So if you're having to make an assumption, you missed something or the problem's wrong. So here's another fact that you need to add to problem number 3. No countries raise only wheat and rice. Okay. Additionally, on question B, I think there's some ambiguity there, so I would like for you to put the word exactly one. So put the word exactly in front of the word one. So it reads, how many countries raised exactly one of the 3 crops? Okay. Other than that, you are good to go to the homework if you got that problem. If you did not, then I'm going to go over it right now. Okay? So, here we go. 3 circles. And I got French and Spanish and Latin. Okay. So, we know our whole French circle is 16, our whole Spanish circle is 16, our whole Latin circle is 10, and this right here, 5 want to take both French and Latin, so that means that this football-shaped region is 5, okay? And of these 5, 3 of them want to take Spanish as well. That means 3 of them are taking all 3 languages. So that's there. which then means this other space, because this totals to 5, is 2. Okay, so that takes care of that. We go here, which says 5 want only Latin, 8 want only Spanish. So how many want only French? Okay. So then, when you're looking at this, you can see that if you look at the French circle, it has 2 unknowns. When you look at the Spanish circle, it also has 2 unknowns. But when you look at the Latin circle, it only has 1 unknown. This one right here. Okay, this section here. So, I can figure that one out. Because I know the total Latin is 11, and what's currently inside there is 10, so 1 is what's left. Well, guess what? Now my Spanish circle is looking good, because now out of all of the sections here, I've got 3 out of the 4. I know the total Spanish is 16, and 12 is already in there, so 4 is what's left. And finally, now that I have worked that way around, French has got it has got 3 out of the 4 sections accounted for. The entire French circle is 16, so what's in there currently is 9. Therefore, what's left is 7. Boom, boom, boom. So, how many want only French? And that answer is 7. To the math. Okay, questions on that? For those of you who are watching on that. Okay, good.